Welcome to another lesson by yourtechvision.com, and today I'm going to show you how to deal with all the updates to Office. And truly the secret is remembering or relearning, or if you're too young, learning the commands of your Office product on your XP machine, or Office 2003, 2003. So here is a multitude of tricks that you can do. Now I have pinned my word to my taskbar, and it's in the 4th slot. So if I start key 4, it will instantly open. So to create hotkeys that do not fail on you, because most of you probably know you can hit your applications key and create a shortcut. Sometimes they don't work all the time, but if you pin it to your taskbar, they do. So you can just do Windows T and start counting the sequence of your programs, and you will instantly open them. So let's start key 4,
Windows 4,
and open Word.
opening dash Word. Word, Backstage View, no open document.
Okay, so Backstage View, basically you are on a blank document, and if I was to tab,
Backstage View, new group box, recent, make it on.
I immediately go to my most recent files, which is great, but we're not going to stop there. I just wanted to quickly show you that, so I'm going to Shift Tab back.
Shift tab, blank document button to activate, press space bar.
And then JAWS will actually tell you it's a blank document. Well, as soon as you hear Backstage View, then just know you are on a blank document. Hit enter and open.
Document 1, print edit.
You can disable that, but when you disable or rework any program, you actually lose its benefits. So the best thing you can actually do is learn the program. In the midst of you learning the program, here are just ways that you can deal with it. So let's go over our basic commands. So if you want to write a line, so let's go ahead and Control R, and align and enter. You always need to insert the date. Well, if you remember your old commands, and they really did make a whole lot more sense, Alt I was always in your insert key. Now the Alt I, and it happened to be T, date and time, that's what they utilized, but it still works. Alt I.
Continue typing the menu key sequence from an earlier version of Office.
Okay. And it tells you you're doing an earlier version. So hit T.
Date and time dialog.
There it is, and enter to input it. So it's going back to those older commands.
Enter.
Okay, let's go ahead and center with Control E.
Center.
Okay.
C-E-N-T-E-R.
Now, if you are actually just opening Word, brand new program, you're going to notice, or you should, if you insert F, that your Calibri body multi-spacing 11. Well, you could do it the long way by going into your File menu and T into your options, or the short way, which is I'm going to tell you. So let's do Control D.
Center, Control D, font dialog, font page, font colon edit combo times New Roman.
Right in there. So once again, we go back to these older commands that instantly allow you to do things. And you type in Times New Roman, which I've already done. I'll just do it again. T-I-M.
T times New Roman.
Down arrow. You don't even have to type the whole word.
Tab, font style,
yep, regular.
Tab, size colon edit combo 12.
And type in 12. And to set the default, and most of you old-timers already know this, Alt-D sets as default. So Alt-D.
Font dialog, font page, Microsoft Word
Okay,
dialog.
and of course you need to tab around. I'm just hushing up JAWS so you can actually hear me. And you do Alt-A for all documents based on the normal template. Okay, I'm just going to escape out of here. The next one is your multi-spacing. Once again, you can do it the long way, going into your file and your options. And that's where basically all the newer Office programs have placed all your configurations, but go back to those old commands. Alt-O-P. Alt-O-P. Paragraph. How much faster is that? Well, you can tab around, and you need to if it's been a while since you've been here, but you're going to need to go down to your spacing because your after is going to be off. It's either going to be 6, 8, or 10 points. So I'm just going to jump down there with Alt F. Well, of course it's 0 because I've already changed all these defaults. And so you're going to hit 0 and tab.
Line spacing combo box single.
Well, yeah, it's single because I've already changed that. You're going to hear multi-spacing, and you're going to have odd spacing. And once again, after you select that, you're going to set as default with Alt D and then Alt A for all templates based on the normal template. Hit escape out. So the point is, as you are learning the new Office programs and they are causing you issues, Go back to those old commands. And yes, on my site, my yourtechvision.com site, are all the older XP lessons so you can learn those commands. And it doesn't matter what program you're using, they always work. Okay, the other one that causes a lot of issues is Control S. Don't do Control S in the newer programs. Do F12. So we're going to do F12.
F12. Save as dialog. File name : edit combo.
Okay, when you do F12, you go back into that very comfortable, familiar dialog box when you can do Alt-D. It's no longer Alt-I for your look-in, but you do Alt-D.
Alt-D. Address edit combo. Documents.
Okay, if that was not on Documents, I could type DOC, down arrow to Documents, and open. And then you go ahead and tab around to your familiar tree view and your list view with all your other great options. Now let me show you another really incredible trick. So let's just jump back down to our file name of Alt-N.
Alt-N. File name : edit combo.
Right, because of course what your Word does is it picks out the first word in your document to name it. We're not going to worry about that right now. Tab to save as type. I could have done an Alt-T for save as type also.
Tab. Save as type : combo box. Word document left parent star docs right parent.
Okay, so it's .docx. Once again, if you go back down to your Save As, and you can go to your file and actually say Save All as DOC.
Word document left parent star docs right parent.
Just go down to the Word 97 2003.
Word 97-2003 document left
Okay,
parent.
and this makes your document even more compliant to using those older, easier commands that really made sense. I'm just going to hit Enter on that.
Save as type : combo box.
Yep, then I'm just going to Alt-S, and I will go back in there, and I will delete it. Now another big one is word art. Well, if you utilize the word art here, it's basically just plain old up and down letters with highlights. Let's utilize our old word art. I'm just going to hit Enter, and I'm going to do a Control L to left align. Okay, so let's insert a picture. Well, we go back to those older commands. Alt-I. Alt-I is always our insert, and we want to insert some type of picture. So let's do Alt-I and P, and we're going to hit W for word art. So Alt-I.
Alt-I. Continue typing the menu.
See, there it is. P and then W.
W. P. W. Edit word art text dialog. Text : edit text here.
And it instantly opens, so you can go ahead and type in yourtechvision.com. Beautiful. Now, you can easily Shift-Tab back up to your font, change your size, and then all you have to do is tab to OK and Enter.
Print one object. Edit.
Okay, and at this point, it's one object, so you need to hit your Applications key. You can color, and it's going back to those old familiar commands. Applications key. Okay, you want to format this, so format it.
Menu, format word art dialog, colors and lines page.
And even blind people need to know perfect coloring.
Fill color left parent, white right parent button.
No white, really? No. Let's don't do white. Let's go ahead and up arrow and pick a great color, green. Okay, I could left or right, pick whatever color. I'm just going to choose green on there. Okay, and if you tab, and this is just homework on your side, tab, you can do your line color. You can Control-Tab to size, Control-Tab to layout, Control-Tab to your alt text, always alt text all pictures. So when you come back to it, your JAWS is not going to say object. It will actually read to you what it is. Okay, so I'm just going to hit Enter on these as soon as I get out my combo boxes. Okay, and it turns green. So those are just really great tricks. Utilize those as you are memorizing the new commands. And the easiest way to memorize the new commands and where they are is just by hitting your Alt key. Let me escape out of my object and hit my Alt key. Now, what you also need to realize, which is sometimes difficult, is as soon as you insert a picture or word art or anything, additional tabs open. And you heard me hit the Alt key, and it immediately went to Format. So you need, and it also told you JW. So you can, from now on, hit Alt-JW when you do your word art, and it's going to take you to your format. If you do not know your options yet, you need to go ahead and tab into your ribbon that runs left to right. It's a very long horizontal bar, and that's the reason why you want to memorize these commands so you can jump around faster. Otherwise, it does take a long time to do so. you're on your format. So if I go ahead and I left or right arrow, you're going to go back into your familiar Alt tabs, or they're going to become more familiar as you learn your program. So let's go ahead and just left arrow.
To change ribbons, use left or right arrows to navigate the current ribbon. Use tab or shift tab.
Now, quickly, yeah, and JAWS tells you each command. I'm just going to quickly go back to File.
Review tab, mailings, references, layout tab, design, insert, home tab, leaving menus, File tab button to activate.
File tab button, and here are all our big, huge options. And so you do not have hotkey command options if you use that Alt key. Hence the reason to go ahead and use those older commands while you learn the newer ones. And you need to listen to JAWS or your talking software each step of the way to hear your options. So once you discover options, which is way down at the bottom, or you can up arrow, remember dialog boxes and tree views are big, huge circles. So if you find out that it's the bottom of a menu, all you have to do is up arrow.
File menu options. To move through items, press up or down arrow. Alt followed by FT.
Yeah, Alt followed by FT. So now you're going to know that from now on. But options is where all those huge changes have been placed for auto corrections, etc. But once again, if you memorize those hotkey commands, you can go ahead and do them. Header is another one. The header options don't speak well in the newer programs, nor do the auto insert of page numbers. So I'm going to do Alt VH. Okay, I'm going to go back to my old command, Alt V, and then I hit H. And I'm up in my header. And then, of course, I go back to my commands that I know. Well, if you're doing MLA or APA or any fancy writing, you need to Control R. Get to the right of that and then just type in. Well, we go back to the auto insert. It's not that greatly accessible, and it doesn't really tell you exactly where you're at. And anybody who's been there already will know that. Now, an additional tab has opened, so if I hit my Alt key, I will go to my design and I can tab to my page number. Or let me show you what happens. So we're going to hit our Alt, JH, okay? Because I want to use my hotkey commands, and I'm going to hit NU for my number. Okay, so top of page, let's go ahead and right arrow.
Design, header and footer, page number, submenu, menu group, top of page, submenu, top of page, list box, simple, link number 1 grid, 1 of 3, navigate with left and right.
It doesn't, I'm going to hush them up, it doesn't tell you whether it's left, center, or right. Yeah, so that's the problem with a lot of these newer commands. But we do not have to worry about that, so I'm going to escape out of this. Okay. So here I am, I'm back in my header. And just know that it popped me right to the home of my name. And I'm going to insert using my old commands. Well, this is an insert. I want to insert a page number. So I'm thinking Alt-I, and then I'm going to hit U.
Page numbers dialog. Okay. Combo box right to change the selection.
Isn't that great? So of course you can tab around to this dialog box and change anything you want. But I go back to those 97, 2003 commands. All speak. All you have to do is remember the sequence of them. Hit Enter.
Section 1, page header, edit.
And of course, you have all your information there. You have your name and you have your page number. Easy, easy, easy. So I highly suggest, if you're having any difficulties whatsoever with the newer Office versions, is go back to learn the older commands. And it does not matter what kind of version it's changed to. It will work. Okay, that's your lesson. Go out and conquer the Office.